Yes. So, as we all know, the food waste is quite a dumb words problem. And yes, we also are aware that more than 1/3 of the world food never ends up in our stomachs. So that's a little bit crazy, but maybe not all of you know what does it look like from a global bakery perspective. And that's what I'm gonna explain to you today. And I'm just quickly introduce myself. My name is Milena, and I am originally from Poland. I moved to Denmark a year ago to start my master's in integrated food studies at University of Copenhagen. And this study program is pretty unique because it can combine all of this different food industry expertise. So it's economics, government, legislations, but also food sociology. And I'm lucky to also be employed in Landman and Unibake, where I take care daily of global communications. And now I started since September as a trainee with sustainability manager. And that's where the food waste topic will start. So let me just tell you briefly about Unibake. We call it a global bakery. So it's a global bakery because it's more than 6,000 people, both production and office workers, with this 30 we call it plants bakeries in the entire world, in different continents. And our presence is in more than 60 countries. So Boris was mentioning some industrial bakeries. We can call it industrial bakery with a scale. And let me also tell you about our portfolio. It's mainly bread, like our staple everyday product. There are also fast food products, so all of these hot dog buns or burger buns that you can see in some convenience stores on the go, but also pastries, so part of daily indulgence. And these are the three categories that are present in our portfolio. But I wanted to highlight that despite being an industrial bakery, we try to keep recipes pretty traditional. So talking about waste, it may not be that easy just to add additional preservatives because we want to keep the label clean. And you may ask, okay, so like who are our customers? So it's mainly quick service restaurants. You can just grab something on the go, gas stations, some bigger horeca establishments, but also coffee shops where you can grab a pastry. But apart from that, we also have some well-known brands. You'll probably know Schulstel in Denmark, but also there's Finnish brand Vasan, Hatting with frozen products. They're both fresh and frozen products. And Unibake is a part of bigger Landmannen family. So Landmannen is our mother company. And I will tell you in a second why it's important that I mention it. But the food is only one sector in Landmannen family. There's also energy, agriculture, and real estates or second. But because we have different businesses, and personally I work in the food sector, so in Unibake, but we still collaborate within the whole company. So the food waste from bakeries can, for example, go to biorefinery and become biogas, keeping the circularity within the group. Or there may be organic fertilizer coming from livestock production, going back to the soil and helping the crops grow. So that's what we call from farm to fork, because it's all within the group, and we try to keep it circular in the group, but maybe there are also possibilities to keep it circular, not only in the group. As I mentioned, there's this huge amount of waste, and part of it is, for example, customer waste, but we as a global bakery are somewhere here in this middle part. So between farm gate and customer delivery, this processing part, it's around 14% of food that is lost. And what's this type of industrial bakery waste? There are many too. So the first type of industrial bakery waste may be finished goods scrap. And these products are already often pre-packed. And these are products that doesn't meet customers' best before date or maybe some quality recommendations. So then our customers say that, all right, I won't buy it. It's not meeting my best before date requirements. And why this kind of waste can occur? For example, maybe too positive forecast or some overproduction that occurred on the way. There are different reasons, but that's the first type of waste. And the other type of waste is production waste. And this is the waste that occur because, for example, of the portfolio complexity. So as you can imagine, when bakery is producing something, to change a recipe to have a different outcome, you also have to, we call it changeovers. So you have to change ingredients, and there's always some kind of waste on the way. There also may be some unfortunate machinery breakdown, and then there's a breakdown, the line is not producing anymore, and there's a waste coming because maybe it's not food safety. It's because of food safety reasons. We have to give it to the waste. We can't make bread out of it. And these are also those kind of customer specifications. So imagine that we as visual people, we want our buns to be perfectly round, but maybe this bun is not perfectly round and the customer won't buy a bun like this. It's also a production waste. And now I'm calling you, so all the experts, maybe some students, maybe other food waste warriors, because we have an opportunity to tackle this problem together and maybe collaborate. So as I mentioned, we as Unibake, as this industrial bakery, we are under Landmannen Group, so our mother company. And this year, the Landmannen is launching the Greenhouse program, which they called Industrial Futures. So what is it? It's mainly an open innovation program where both internal and external networks can collaborate together. So they can engage in idea development or just brainstorm together about some different ways to tackle waste. And the aim of the program this year is to raise awareness about the waste in the value chain, in the grain value chain, to also be inspired from each other, maybe get to know different ways of working with waste from different people, and engage external and internal network to broaden this network to find more ideas, as many ideas as possible together. And Unibake is participating with 2 challenges. So let me present it for you now. The first challenge is breathing new life into obsolete finished goods. So that's the first example that I presented, the finished goods scrap. So the perfectly good products that are, let's say, born with good intentions, but end up living with a lost value. What can we do with those kind of products? Maybe there can be some B2B, too good to go, something that we can do from the commercial side. Maybe we can also reuse it somehow or reduce it from the supply chain perspective. So all of the ideas are welcome. Just remember that there is a scale. The idea can be wild. You don't have to hinder yourself. And the second challenge that we have in the Greenhouse program is boosting circularity in bakeries. So yes, maybe there are too many seats on the bun and it can't be used again for the customer. How can we turn the side streams and production waste from bakeries into new high-value ingredients? And you may know this pyramid of waste, where the main point is to reduce waste. So it doesn't have to be always about reusing or recycling, but let's also think about this first step of reducing waste. But it's not that easy. And these are products composed from carbohydrates, from protein, fats. So these are the safe ingredients and ideally can be reused in the food value chain. But also keep in mind that the best idea to reduce the waste is the idea that maybe fit more than only one line in our bakeries. So maybe there's idea that fits bread but doesn't fit pastries. How can we make it more uniform to lower down the waste even more? So remember, breathing new life into obsolete goods. That's the first challenge. And the other one is boosting circularity in bakeries. And you may ask, all right, open innovation program sounds cool, but what's the benefit for me? So the benefit is broadening your network, connecting people with different cultures, backgrounds, education, skills, experience into working towards solving the same problem. We can get inspiration from each other, solve problems together, get to know different opportunities, test new ways of working, but also maybe becoming potential suppliers or collaborators. Maybe we can become coworkers to learn and network from one another. And if your idea towards reducing waste is a small one, it just sprouts. Maybe we can strengthen this idea together, because this program, it's also about developing the idea together. So it may be a small one or a wild idea, but you don't know how to realize, how to make it happen. And then we can strengthen this idea together and turn it into a feasible business model. And the greenhouse program already started, and the deadline is till almost the end of October, till 27th of October. And I will also present the next steps for you. So the first step would be to visit the greenhouse website, and I will link it for you later on. But October is for brainstorming. So think about these obsolete goods and production waste, and what may be a solution to this problem, and send in your idea no later than 27th of October. So it's 3 weeks. And then at the beginning of November, the senior landman group will choose the most potential ideas, and owners of those ideas will be invited for a 20 minutes online pitch in digital demo days. And then it will also be presented in front of the senior group. And then the most potential ideas are invited for a physical event, for a physical 2-3 days event somewhere in Nordic countries, but the date and the place is still to confirm later, where we will take those ideas, co-develop them together, and try to make it happen. And as I said, you don't have to have a fixed idea. It doesn't have to be developed. It can be just sprouting. It can be a crazy idea in your head. It doesn't have to have the whole plan and business model canvas. And for more information, I encourage you to visit the Greenhouse website, and you can find it by just typing Landman and Greenhouse in Google. That will be probably the first one to pop up. And in case of any more developed or complex questions, just contact Nina, and that's her contact information. She is the project manager. She's the owner of this program. She leads this program, so she will know everything that you doubt about. And yes, that was my part.